everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 157. I'm your host, Casey, and with me we have... Zero.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Ari. Xum. RX.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, how's it going?
I just call him Ari. Force of habit. Patient.
Hello, everyone.
And Kenchua.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and I feel like this is going to be one of those days where all these gang up on me because they know I'm better than them.
Or maybe it's because you were late to the call and you were making soup.
And you complained about us singing.
Well, sorry for being hungry, and sorry that you guys suck at singing.
I resent that.
You didn't sing, so I don't know what you sound like.
Not only did I sing, like, 3 notes, it was even an impression of a bad singer. It was the fucking... Oh, what was his name? It's not Hugh Jackman, is it? It's the other one. From Les Mis.
Older version?
Les Mis, yeah. It was the other guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even actually sing. I just kind of, like, mumbled the lyrics of part of that song.
You guys are getting way too defensive about this.
Kenshi, you and I have sung together during this podcast at some points.
Didn't mean it was good.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Shall we move along, then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Must we? I feel like we could drive this into the ground a little bit more.
Well, have your way, Casey. You're the host.
I appreciate that.
Scotty don't.
You're like the only person that has ever acknowledged that and actually let me do my job.
I don't respect your authority. Now, let's go.
Wipe away a tear.
Casey, what have you been doing this week?
It's a beautiful moment.
Guy's not here. What have you been doing this week, Casey?
Guy isn't here. I guess we should pick out someone who will go first for this week for the topic of what we're doing, because what we're doing is, as always, important to what we've been doing. So what are we doing?
Yeah, Casey, you go.
Ari, since we only have you for like an hour, I figure you should probably go first.
Well, let's see.
Also, by the way, I do host for a reason, because I fucking realize these things and actually incorporate them into the show. Just saying. So, Ari, what have you been doing this week? The past 2 weeks, because you haven't been here last week.
Yeah, so for Thanksgiving, I went up north to see my cousin. She lives in Monterey. And I'm pretty cold-blooded. I'm not used to the cold, like, at all. I can't generate my own warmth, so being stuck in 40 degrees weather wasn't fun for the entire week. We went up there Monday night, got there around 2 o'clock in the morning, and we left Sunday morning. And, yeah, just going to bed freezing, waking up freezing, having a little bit of warmth in the afternoon, and then freezing for the rest of the day.
Yay! That's winter.
Winter has come.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, other than that, the usual, playing Overwatch, work. Yeah, oh, I know. I fucking finished the book, finally. So I'm trying to get that published. I have to finish editing everything. And yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Way to go. I'm proud.
Now I feel like I accomplished something for once.
You did.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
But yeah, other than that, no.
I hope you don't find something tragically wrong with it that causes you to rewrite the entire thing.
Also, I hope someone
it's
doesn't
pinpointed.
jinx you for it for no apparent reason
know, right?
when you have done literally nothing to them. What the fuck, Zero? That's
I know,
why.
I was just bringing that up because we had back when I was in it, and she mentioned how she was writing this big thing, and she brought it to somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, but you're really missing a point here," and they had to go back and rewrite like pretty much their entire thing and change a lot of things around.
Yeah, I don't know, because every now and then I'll pick fun at Zero, so he has a fair point.
I'm not actually. There's no meanness intended. I'm just hoping you actually don't.
Yeah, I always feel the love when people say, "Oh, that's great. I hope it doesn't crash and burn and destroy your life and ruin everything about everything in your existence." That'd suck.
Yeah, I genuinely do hope that. Is there something wrong with hoping that doesn't happen?
Is there anything else, Ari?
Yeah, that's it. My life's pretty boring after that.
Okay. Thanks for that, Ari. Zero. Asshole.
I didn't mean it like that.
Patient, what have you been doing? You tend to go later, so I'll push you forward a bit this week.
As you wish. Well, college is finally over. I mean, I've finished all of my classes now. I have a few assignments left to take care of, then a few final exams next week. But odds are that on the next podcast, I'll be talking from home for the holidays.
Yay.
And God willing, I'll be able to bring home good grades for my parents for the first time in a while. I mean, I'm smart, I'm quite capable of getting straight A's if I apply myself, but I'm lazy.
I mean, at this point, seeing as how you're paying for your own education will be, who cares what grades you get or what they say about your grades? You're paying for it.
I care.
Oh.
I've never cared about college, not in the least. I couldn't bring myself to care no matter how much I considered how important it is for me. But pleasing the ones who I serve, the ones who are responsible for me, is the greatest joy in my life, and disappointing them is my greatest fear. So I'm hoping that this time I'll be able to make them smile with what I bring home.
See, there's your first problem. Don't serve anyone. I don't serve anyone. I serve myself and the few people around me. And even then, they better like what I give them. That's what you're getting.
You heard it here first, everyone. Kenshi services himself.
I mean,
Oh, well, what
Even if
he's
you're going-
saying is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty honorable. I mean, it's very respectful, too. I mean,
that way I can never disappoint anyone.
yeah, that just sounds like a complete lack of potential.
I am a servant by nature. I always have been. It's who I am.
Well, you're a better person than me. At least in the humanitarian department.
Mm.
Anyway, aside from that, my beta reader got back to me. A bit of difficulty on her end, but she got back to me, and I've published the last chapter of my story. Apart from the epilogue, I've got in mind about 90% exactly what I want to do about it, so it's just a matter of getting down and writing it. Once I've got a break in my studying for my final exams, I'll be sitting down and writing it. My story will be finished before the end of the year, at the very least.
Sweet.
What was that?
I said sweet.
Quite so. Of course, that's only until Oda adds someone else to the Straw Hat Pirates who has a troubled past, and I have to edit the whole story to fit that person in, because I don't want my story to clash with canon.
No, you're pretty much good as far as I'm aware. I think Jinbei is the only one that's left.
Well, yeah, that's possible. I do wonder what Jinbei's going to look like when he shows up again.
I assume he's going to look like a fish man. He's going to be blue. He's going to be strangely round in like shape, as in he looks actually like a circle. And he's going to have like the fangs that poke out from his lips. And he's going to look kind of like a surfer dude.
You're funny, Casey.
Doesn't sound like you think so.
Then why am I smiling?
I don't know. You're not laughing in your infectious manner.
And there's no, you can't hear the smile in his voice either.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
yeah, really.
Wow.
All right.
I was referring to, spoilers, the part where Big Mom was going to cut something off the last time we saw him as a what was it, as compensation, I suppose, for severing ties with her. But that's what I meant. I wonder just how much he lost from that, and when he's going to show up again. What we're going to see missing. Anyway, besides that, college historians, that's pretty much it, actually. Not much else noteworthy going on in my life. Though I am pondering over which of the story ideas in my head I should work on planning out next once Changing the Future redone is over. So there's that, but that's something for the future. Oh, one other thing. I've discovered that I am utterly horrible at don't laugh challenges.
Okay. Sorry, I consider those videos a plague on YouTube, so I'm not a fan of those in general.
May I ask why?
Because if it's funny, then you're supposed to laugh, for one. That's, I don't know, that's kind of the point of a funny video, in my opinion.
You have a point. I suppose, I look at it wanting to laugh, and I suppose seeing someone struggling not to laugh just makes it that much funnier. That's my take on it, but that's just my... Alright, so that's essentially my week. I don't think I have anything more to say right now. Casey, who's next?
We'll go with Zero, because he tends to go late as well, so we'll put it right there.
Alright, so it's been a little bit of time since I've been on, but I'll just focus on the more recent stuff. This is the week before finals, this week. Finals is next week. And everything's just wrapping up. Frickin' on Saturday, I'll be going to the Zelda Symphony of the Goddess. So it'll be my last bit of peace until Hell Week, and then Hell Week after that, I'm off for a month. And so PlayStation Experience also happened, where they started throwing out a whole ton of, hey, look at this game, and this game, and this game, and this game. Some of the things that caught my eye, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. It's a complete,
Crash Bandicoot's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back, and it has... they rebuilt this game from the ground, all the original trilogy from the ground up.
Why?
It looks beautiful.
So is it like a rehash? Is it?
It's a remaster in HD and everything, right?
So do you see old PlayStation quality of it, or?
So it's let me link an image of how it currently looks, if I can just. Actually, okay, this is not... I guess this link will work. They basically just updated everything to look real nice. It's a port for the PS4 of the first 3 games with good graphics. I don't know if they're going to change any of the gameplay or anything, but I like Crash Bandicoot, so I'm happy to get my hands on it.
Oh, you like Crash Bandicoot? Then I might suggest that you purchase it on PSN, where you can get the original trilogy. Now.
I want the updated graphics.
I want the full-on 4K quality graphics.
Does that look that much better to you, though? 4K, it's still going to be the most polygonal crap. It's still going to be Well, like that, like the image that Zero just linked.
That's like not the best image. The trailer, it looks better, but it's just the one I could find that I was looking at. When you compare it to the original does look like garbage at this point in time.
I mean,
So
it's kind of a straightforward platformer, so it doesn't really matter to me.
yeah, I have good memories with the original Crash. I'll at least get it for the first Crash game, maybe the third one. Yeah.
I think the second one was probably the best one, to be honest. Though that was the first one I played.
Yeah, I never really actually, I think, finished the second one, so I'd be down for playing it at least. Aside from that, they
Polar
showed
bear levels, fucking Christ.
they showed a bit more of the Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, the new Danganronpa game, which I'm looking forward to because I'm a big fan of Danganronpa as a series. And I want to see where they go because they've ended the previous storyline with the anime, and they're going in a new direction.
Season. Was the second one any good?
Of the anime?
Yeah.
Well, the way the anime works is that it's like you have Danganronpa 1 as the game. You have the anime adaptation of that, which is bad. You have Danganronpa 2 as a game. I'm not sure if that has an anime adaptation, but then you have the Danganronpa 3, which is like two sides, Future and Despair, and that like is a sequel to Danganronpa 2 and 1 and finishes off that particular storyline. The games are really fun. Because it's courtroom and trying to find the contradiction in people's statements, and there's lots of mystery, and it's a lot better as a game than an anime, in my opinion, because the game brings so much to it. But the anime that ended it was fine. I liked it. Also was a bunch of other games that I don't care about being announced or shown. A lot. I mean, Grasshopper, the people who make those insane, weird games, at least I think it's Grasshopper, from what I saw, they made Let It Die, which was out immediately. Thanks for the advertising. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was announced.
Really?
Yeah, and they have my boy Mega Man X in there.
Oh, sweet.
So I missed out on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but I will be getting Infinite. So I really want to get back into it.
You didn't really miss much.
Just gonna say, Grasshopper Games, the thing that Zero was just talking about, but didn't actually tell you any of the weird games that they release. He's talking about he's Suda51. That's what he's talking about.
I think he's producing. I don't think he's actually directing it, though.
Yeah, but it's his company, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Pop Chainsaw,
it's a weird game that they're making Let It Die, where there's a guy dressed as a skeleton on a skateboard who's named Uncle Death. So, it's like a MMO style game, apparently. Like just a free to play. Let's see. I mean, there really isn't much else that was particularly shown. I mean, Parappa the Rappa is getting a remaster in HD. Yeah, for some reason. I played that back when I had my PS1 and I was renting games. I didn't know how to play that game. I didn't particularly like it, but boy, is it fun to laugh at. Resident Evil 7 got their final demo out. There's apparently a gun in it now.
Revolutionary.
And an enemy. Yeah.
They're really pushing the envelope with that game.
Well, I haven't actually tried it yet, but I hear that the way they incorporate those things are just really cool. So, If you have a PS4, try out that demo. There's lots of super awesome secrets and whatnot in there. Aside from that, Last of Us Part 2 was announced as well. So, Last of Us Part 2. Hey, you guys like Last of Us 1, right? Well, here's Last of Us Part 2 with Ellie as the main character, as a slightly more murderous adult. Because she did kill people in the original.
Yeah. It was a plot point giving her the ability to kill people, yes. So,
Now she wants to kill more people.
seems like a good, like, rule of thumb is if there's people, you should probably kill them in that universe, because they're all assholes for some reason.
She wants revenge for something, but we don't know what. Is Joel dead? Is he a ghost that haunts her? We don't know.
Well, if Joel's dead, it's arguable whether she'd be seeking revenge.
Maybe she wants revenge for people trying to turn her into medicine, perhaps?
I don't know. She's significantly older.
Well, the
So-
implication was at the end of the first one that she was kind of on board for being turned into medicine. She's like, okay, I'm probably not going to come out of this alive, but it'll save the world. And Joel's like, I'm not going to let them kill you. And he
Okay, first of all, yes, she was on board with it when she was younger, but then again, hanging out with Joel and the natural jadedness of growing older would probably make you regret that decision later on in life.
He has a point.
But then there's also the fact that he made that decision without her and actually kind of went against her wishes, and maybe she resents him for that and would still be on board with it. It's all speculation, but it's all actually interesting character speculation based on a really well-written set of characters. So, I don't know. Okay. I might actually play this one. That'd be cool.
I am interested in trying out Last of Us 2 because I did not play the first one because I watched Let's Play of it. And when I see the story of a game like that, I do not want to play it for myself.
Yes, suck.
Yeah, I watched Spoiler Warning play it, so while I was watching the story, I got an analysis of what the story was and how they were telling it, and the consensus was pretty much, yeah, this is a really well-told story with really cohesive characters and everything, and yeah. So, the biggest gripes that they had, and these are the people that gripe about the smallest shit, was what do they eat? How are they growing their food? That was literally all they could complain about.
Yeah, that kind of solves itself in multiplayer. You don't grow food. You salvage it.
20 years.
Canned food, I guess. I don't
Does
know.
not really last for 20 years.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem with like the extended apocalypse. Is that at one point you guys just have to find some way to grow food.
Yeah. And that was pretty much the crux of their argument, that it doesn't make sense. But again, that was the only thing in the entire plot that they had to really complain about. Which is like an A++ grade for video game storytelling.
Yeah, that's more of a nitpick than anything. Aside from PlayStation experience, like there were other games that were announced, but I didn't have anything I particularly want to talk about right now regarding that. I did a project for one of my classes where we did it's for my linguistics class where I had to analyze the way of speech of a character from a Disney or Pixar film.
Okay.
We did Toy Story 3, and I analyzed Mr. Potato Head.
So they chose the film for you?
We chose it,
Ah, okay.
and I did Mr. Potato Head, Don Rickles. Fun to just find out, like, oh yeah, that was actually Don Rickles. I did not know that. I feel like I am dumb. And just analyzing that, and we made a big poster and had to use fancy linguistic language, like, oh, he has post-syllabic R deletion, which is also a feature of AAVE, African American Vernacular, which is kind of interesting.
So this was for a linguistics class, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we made a poster, and it was fine. Everything went fine, despite the fact we all met on the day of the project being due. What I think the highlight of my week so far is, so I have a Shakespeare class.
Yay!
And there's a performance project we have to do.
Yay!
Now, you can do it in a group, or you can do it alone. You can do it filmed, or you can do it live. I chose to do it live and alone. So I chose to do the dagger scene for Macbeth.
Oh, good choice.
All right.
It's classic.
And that is a classic, particularly for me, because back in 8th grade, I'd auditioned for the play Macbeth because I was in theater, pretty involved at that time. And I used that monologue, or soliloquy rather, and I'd gotten the part of Macduff. So, I mentioned that for the class. They laughed. And, my teacher's like, well, I guess this is to right a wrong. And now you have to understand that I'm in a college linguistics class, and I'm the only person here that has actual theater experience. Because everybody else before me, you can bring your script up. So can you guess what they did? They can bring their script up.
They all brought the script and read from it?
They all brought the script and read from it in monotone.
Oh.
A bunch of losers.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't care what grade you're in. It pissed me off when people did that in high school. Like, fucking perform, god damn it.
So
Yeah,
I go up there and I pull my 6 years of acting experience, and I just perform, like, just go over, because I'm like the guy who sits in the back. He doesn't really say much during class, and I get up there and just like bring it, right?
Go ham. That's what
I go ham, and
Well, go Mac, I guess, technically. In this case.
yeah, and then I end, and I just stare at the class, and they're silent for a full second before applauding. And I was like, yeah, I did good. And my teacher was really happy, and he was smiling. And, a guy patted me on the back and said, good job, as I got back to my seat. So I was feeling pretty great. And then I got home, and my dad bought Scrooge the musical on Blu-ray. And I was like, yeah, I love Scrooge the musical. And it's
Scrooge
on Blu-ray, so it's good quality.
Just to clarify, do you mean the Scrooge the musical, or do you mean the Muppet Christmas Carol? Because
No, I mean Scrooge. I mean Scrooge as in I like life, life likes me, life and I are on a perpetual spree.
Okay, I guess that was good too.
Spree.
That was good too, I guess.
I love it. It's one of my favorites because the singing is so dumb at times, and it's also so joyful.
It's not Muppet Christmas Carol, but still, I guess okay.
Screw you and your Muppet Christmas Carol. That's not one of my regular Christmas movies. I don't accept that.
Should be.
It's not. Never will be.
Should be though.
No. So yeah, I had a really good day yesterday when I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm in a pretty good mood because I've gotten through all my projects so far. I just have to write 2 essays and do finals.
Called Mr. Peanut Butter.
Sounds like a pretty productive week there.
Yeah, everything's going great. That's it for my week.
God damn it, Kenshi. So, I guess, yeah, my week, I finished watching BoJack Horseman. I'm all caught up now. Yay. There's, like, the last episode, there's, like, a full minute of, well, one of the last episodes, there's a full minute of Mr. Peanut Butter chasing his phone, and the ringtone plays the whole time.
It's amazing.
It is. But then Ken just brought it up, and now it's just stuck in my head, and I can't get it out.
Have you guys been watching Westworld?
I have not.
Once again, anyone?
No.
That's dead silence
Westworld.
for you, Zero. So apparently you're recommending it again, and no one's gonna watch it
It
again.
just finished, and it's probably one of the best shows I've seen, like, all year. In
Okay.
fact, it is one of the best shows I've seen all year, and probably in a long time, even. Is some good television.
Okay.
Very thought-provoking. Go watch it.
Don't
All
tell
right.
me.
I will tell you what to do, because
Anyway,
it's good for you to feel bad about humanity.
okay.
I don't need a show to help me with that. Casey, go.
Thank you. So other things I've done this week, we've pretty much got caught up on recording stuff because we fell behind a little bit for a little while. So episodes will start coming out, well, today technically, but today's Wednesday and this won't go out for 4 days, so they'll have been coming out for a few days now. So yay, that's back up and running. Dark Souls is basically finished. I mean, we finished recording it. And the last episode will go up at the end of next week. We're still planning on doing a stream for my attempt of New Game Plus. It's going to be as far as I can get without dying is basically the rule.
All right. And you'll let us know when that stream's about to go on, right?
Yeah, my idea is we'll be doing a practice stream before we do that one to
All right.
like understand the mechanics of because
Are you streaming on Twitch?
it's a new feature of Shadow Play that lets you do it. So no, we'll be streaming through the YouTube channel. That's why I set it all up.
All right.
Yeah, it's a new feature of Shadow Play, and I've never used it before, and I barely understand how it works. So we're probably going to do something else before we do the Dark Souls one. And I've thought long and hard about it, which is to say I thought about it since yesterday when Achievement Hunter's video of this game came out. And I think we're probably going to double down on the really creepy factor of like anime games. And oh god help me, I'm going to buy Galgun Double Piece. And we're going to do a stream
Woo!
of that.
They announced a new Galgun game too, like Gun Pixies.
Okay.
I think that's a Galgun game. I'm not sure. I know it was
That's
my
nice.
compile.
I'm not especially invested in the series, Zero, so that's nice and all, but...
I
you know.
just heard through the. I got that. I get this because I listen to a bunch of stuff, and I always like find out random games that come out. All right, gosh,
Okay.
I've never actually played one of the games.
So, for those not familiar with Galgun as a series, I believe Galgun Double Piece is the second game. Not
Yeah.
sure about that. I know there was one before it. That's about all I know. And it is a game in the style of Time Crisis, for those who are familiar with like the old-fashioned light gun shooters.
Shoot at the screen type?
Kenshi might have looked up a trailer or something along those lines.
No, you said Time Crisis, and you said, what I'm thinking of this game, it's a Time Crisis. Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it is Time Crisis, where you are a dude that is incredibly attractive to every girl around him.
I've watched part of Let's Plays for it. Because
To the
people
point
that I
where they
follow
will
have done
just
it.
run at you and crowd you and try and tackle you to the ground. And you have
Basically-
to shoot them with love bullets to get them to collapse in euphoria.
Basically, what's happened is you get shot with a fully charged Cupid shot. It contains all the amount of love encounters you will encounter in your life, and if you don't end up like falling in love with, if you don't end up attracting or falling in love with the one girl that you actually like, you'll be stuck with just a random girl that you don't even know.
Is that the game with like the $90 DLC?
Yep.
Yes.
Uh,
It's $90 because they don't want people to buy.
yeah. It's so ridiculous though.
Yeah, so I feel like my explanation was sufficient enough that we didn't need the in-depth backstory of how the universe works and everything, Zero.
That's not really in depth.
I got the main points where it would be funny, but thanks.
You're very welcome.
Hmm.
You shoot girls and you make them collapse from ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there is
That's
a zoom
it.
feature where you can see through their clothes a bit. And the $90 DLC that Ari was talking about was you can see through their clothes properly to the point where you can see their underwear. And that is it.
Yeah. They don't want people to buy that.
And there also is a $7 DLC to increase the bust size of all girls and one to decrease the bust
Decrease
size
the bus size.
of all girls. It's
so weird. Why'd you do that?
it's a very strange game just all over. And we're probably
So
going to
which
stream
DLC
it.
are you
So
getting? So which
none.
DLC are you getting?
I feel like I want to do just like a vanilla run so I can get the pure, unedited experience of Galaga Double Piece. I feel like I want to be a purist about this.
But you're streaming, so you have to give the people what they want. So you have to, get the increased DLC.
Or I could not do that because this will be on my Steam account. Fun fact, my parents are on my friends list because they have access to my games list. So
Oh, good. Then buy all the DLC.
or
You should make a separate account then.
Can you even do that? I don't actually know.
Yeah, you can.
Why
as long as
not?
you have a separate email. Probably. I don't know. Go nutso.
I feel like
you do best.
I don't want to have to set up another email so I can set up another Steam account so that I can buy games to put on my shame account. That seems like a thing I should not have because, well, it would be a shame account both because it's things I'm ashamed of and because I'm ashamed that I would have a shame account. So no, I'm okay. I'm going to pass on that, but thank you for the suggestion. It's appreciated. Yeah. So we're probably going to stream that. I considered doing a full series on it to replace Dark Souls once that finishes, because like I say, it's finishing soon. But I didn't really want to like properly double down on the creepy factor with that and Conception at the same time.
Oh, Conception is a joy. It writes its own jokes for us to use.
Oh god, does it?
We should probably get a somewhat serious game going at some point. Like, say, for example, I don't know, like maybe another Pokemon game or something. I don't know.
Hey Kenshi, Zero wants to do Pokemon again. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't have as much time as I used to.
That's true.
I'll be on winter break soon, so
That doesn't do anything for me.
No,
it means
really
that I can work with your schedule better.
But does that mean anything for Casey?
Okay, I did mention this like thanks for the echo, appreciate it. A couple weeks ago or a week ago, I don't remember when it was, but since I set up like times for recording when I can actually, it's like normal hours for me, and then Zero doesn't show up anyway, it's like, okay, just whenever you could actually show up, that would be great, and I'll just show up then, it's fine. So yeah, I can do whenever right now.
We'll go into this later.
Yeah. Oh god. Zero, why did you bring it up?
I don't know.
It was
'Cause
me.
I don't know. Why not? Okay, well, Kenshi, have you told everybody what you're doing this week?
No?
No, he's not. I'm putting him last because he usually goes earlier.
Okay.
Changing things
'Cause
up,
he can't
Zero.
sing.
CTFO.
What does that mean? CTFO. I don't
Okay.
get it.
I'm just gonna let you fucking wallow in ignorance. It's gonna happen now.
Oh wow, that's on Urban Dictionary.
Shocker.
You sure are one of those urban youth, Casey. With your slang and your lingo. From 2007.
Anyway. Also, the date on that probably just means it's been a word on Urban Dictionary since 2007. Just saying.
Yeah.
I tried out a couple of other games. Again. Pills of Eternity, still good. Actually making progress in that past the first act, which I haven't done before. So that's nice.
I might pick that game up again at some point.
It's nice having time to play games, to be honest with you. It's come at the expense of me actually writing, so I'm going to try and fix that and go back the other way, but we'll see what happens.
Writing.
Yeah,
I put
that
up a
thing
new
that we're supposed to be
recently.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah, I put up a new chapter recently, so I can say I'm a writer.
yeah, shut up. So,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to just do another chapter of Face Every Shadow because I haven't done one of those in a while, and it's the easiest thing I can do. I've tried writing things that are a bit more substantial that I would actually have to write for, and it just like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth. I tried No Man's Sky again after
They added a whole update with base building and everything, right?
He's going to let me finish a sentence at some point, I think.
Never.
Yes, Zero, thank you. They did, in fact, update the game called the Foundation Update, where you can build bases and hire aliens to staff them, and there's more elements and things, and it all actually kind of feels it's still the same game, and it's still awkward, and the inventory system is still a chore, and all the things about the game that kind of made the game suck, there's still things in the game. So, you know.
How long do you think it will take for them to make the game fun?
Depends on how long it takes them to scrap the inventory system entirely.
Perhaps they put in a boss. Like have some sort of objective other than get to the end of the galaxy, which is kind of lame.
The entire thrust of the game is exploration. Go out, find stuff. Echo's really annoying. But, you know, all the stuff that you can find is kind of the same after you've done 5 planets. It's no point. It's not varied enough. So there's no real point to the game at all. They added a survival mode, which is quite possibly the worst thing ever. Like, I tried it a couple of times, and it always puts you on a planet where, like, there is some hazard, so it's cold, so your insulation is constantly going down, or there's acid rain, so same thing, basically, your hazmat system goes down. And it drains so quickly that you will constantly be looking for shelter and hiding, and then waiting for 30 seconds for your thing to charge back up. And in that time, your life support has drained to about halfway. So you need to find fuel for that as well. And the planets will have basically none of that, and it requires a hell of a lot to charge them. So you will probably die in the space of about 15 minutes and have to start all over again. And by all over again, I mean everything that you've done, including fixing your ship or fixing your equipment, is completely undone, and you have to start literally all over again.
No Man's Lie continues.
I still hate that, by the way. Just gonna say, yeah. If it wasn't quite so hyped up, it probably would have been seen as an okay game, another one of these survival games that there are thousands of now. It would have been okay.
An indie game. It's an indie game that was hyped up as a AAA game, but didn't have the budget or the resources of one.
Yeah. Thanks, Sony. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guy who promised there'd be multiplayer and other things.
Thanks, Sony, who gave them the budget for all this incredible marketing and stuff and saying it's going to do all this stuff and never checking him on any of the stuff he was saying. It was entirely Sony's blame for this whole situation, but, whatever.
I'm that guy who promised all that
guy
stuff.
If you want to. Zero, have fun with that.
Well, I blame him and I blame Sony. I don't think he's faultless. I don't think he helped the situation at all.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. You know all those times when he was like... What show was he on? Was it Colbert Report? I think it was. Something like that. I don't know. It was on one of those talk shows, and he was showing off the game. It's like, yeah, you can do all this stuff, and you can meet other people and stuff. And all that time that he was on that show, there was a PR guy standing just off stage that probably should have stopped him when he started talking about stuff that wasn't actually in the game.
Yeah.
And that was Sony's guy.
Yeah. But at the same time, he did say it. So I do think that he should. If he had not said in the first place, then Sony wouldn't have had to.
I'm never going to blame a developer for being excited about the game that they're making.
I can blame a developer for having a little bit of Peter Molyneux in him.
No, I think we're just going to be at odds on this whole thing for... I'm not going to convince you, but you're not going to convince me either, so...
Agree to disagree.
Sure. Slime Rancher, I tried that for like half an hour. It was boring, so that's fine. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. That's pretty much my week. So, Kenchua, what have you been doing?
All right, ready for this, guys?
No.
I've been doing... We know.
I'm not ready. I don't know what it is yet.
All right. Well,
You're keeping me in suspense. Stop doing that.
I've been doing nothing.
Oh, wow, what a surprise. Oh, boy.
I really wasn't ready for that.
I haven't done anything useful. I've done things that are useful, nothing particularly exciting all week. So, boo.
Boo indeed.
I've been doing all this house shit. Nothing actually fun has happened to me this week. No shenanigans, no hijinks, no moments of greatness, nothing. All I did this week was just write a chapter or something and put it out, and that's it.
You did that, yeah. I read that.
Yay. And that's it. That's all I got, guys. Like, I got nothing. For once, I have nothing to talk about.
For once.
Well, I usually have something happening.
Okay. I guess that's everybody. Time we on? Been going for almost an hour. Ari, do we still have you, or...?
Yeah, I can stay for a little bit longer.
Okay. So the anime this week was Noblesse, the Beginning of Destruction, which is an OVA. There are actually two shows for Noblesse. Both of them are OVAs, so I actually watched both of them because the first one kind of grabbed me. So, Noblesse, the Beginning of Destruction, is,
it is.
I assume, a prequel story.
Yeah, it is a prequel that takes place 820 years before the start of the original story.
The original story taking place in modern day, so...
Yeah. And premise is basically you have our Noblesse, our vampire, super powerful dude. He's Rizel, I think is
That's right.
what we can call him. He's called Ride by his friends in the future. And he is the Noblesse. He is the judge and the executioner of vampires. And their protector as well. You know, kind of a maintaining the balance type force. And an old friend of his, who is the werewolf lord, comes by and is like, oh, hey, what's up? I've been traveling the world, and hey, I got this little human girl I've been taking care of.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
human girl. She was adorable.
Yeah.
Trying to hunt fish with a spear.
And for reference, this is based off of manhwa, so it is spoken in Korean.
This one is, yes.
Yes. I think there's a Japanese dub out there
The
somewhere.
other OVA was in Japanese.
But I've read enough Korean stuff that I can recognize some words. You know. So it wasn't too off-putting for me. But I don't know how you guys felt towards watching something in Korean like that.
I twitched every now and again when I felt like I should be recognizing the words but wasn't. So, like, I would read a sentence in the subtitles and I think, oh, I know what they're gonna oh. Right, okay. This is in Japanese. Yeah.
It's a weird sort of dissonance.
It's a little odd, but, you know. There's nothing to show for it.
Basically, what happens is humans are involved in a war, and I don't know if I should be summing up the synopsis of this, because I know I'm going to miss some things.
Okay, I got this, because I watched this today. So, the humans are involved in a war, and werewolf guy is like, hey, you know those humans are in a war? They do that. I like these human guys. They're like, they always have these goals that they're moving towards. It's cool. I like that. They've always got a purpose. And it turns out that there are other werewolves that are involved with the war and fighting alongside the humans, and they're not supposed to be doing that. And there are shadowy dudes in a castle or something that I'm assuming are other vampires that are making plans and such things. This is probably more explained in the actual
They tend to be
prequel.
They tend to be scared of Rizel because he's so powerful and he's the judge and executioner.
Yeah.
If things go wrong, so
they don't want him to get wind of what's going on. So the werewolves are helping the humans in this war, and they go to attack a castle. Thanks, Ken. I love how much attention you're paying.
No. I was paying attention, but I could also hear Arxel playing fucking Overwatch in the background. I heard Diva's fucking Ultra go off.
Yeah, that was me dying.
I'm sorry. All right.
Don't you be sorry. We get a copyright claim because of this, dude. Not cool.
Oh,
I'm just taking the piss. We're not actually going to get a copyright claim for that. Yeah, so
we got a copyright claim on one of our Ruby videos.
Yeah, because I used all of us in speech, which was, yeah, I guess that's fair play. Yeah, it was a good 30-second clip of a very significant moment. Anyway, so the werewolves are helping the humans attack this castle, and they're like, hey, we should send some dudes over in this direction over here. And they're like, yeah, okay. And this direction over here happens to be where the werewolf and the teenage girl happen to be. Because they want to get rid of him for some reason that we're not, you know, there's no exposition on particularly why, just that they want to get rid of him. So human soldiers go down there in the mist and find the girl. They're confused, but one of the dudes that works for the werewolves is like, yeah, fucking throat slitting motion kind of thing. And you're like, okay. And yeah, she kills like 6 of them, but one of the werewolf dudes just shoots her with a crossbow and she dies. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And Rizel gets told that, hey, the humans are attacking this place in the mountains. And it happens to, he realizes, oh shit, that's where the werewolf was. And rushes out there to try and save the day, but gets there too late. The werewolf dude, the good werewolf dude, finds the little girl that he was taking care of, goes into a frenzy, and
I'm going to kill all humans. Humans are awful. The world
Yeah.
doesn't need humans anymore.
Remember what I was saying about how great humans are? About how they always got to yeah, fuck that.
Well-
These guys are assholes. Let's kill them all.
They killed my actual daughter.
Yeah. Because it turns out humans had actually killed the mother of the girl. I don't know whether there was like actually significant relationship there, but they killed her, and he was like, okay, I have to take care of this little girl. She's my baby girl. It's like, okay. And then they kill her too. So he's like, okay, kill humans. Fuck this. I'm done. And Rizel is like, no, don't do that. I can't let you do that. And they fight a lot.
Yeah. And Rizel is extremely powerful. He's got like vampire powers and like to the level of DBZ in a way.
Yeah, it was very DBZ. I'm going to say that much. Like, the fighting style, like, because both characters can basically fly. Rizel can fly. I don't think the werewolf could, but he could imitate it by jumping well enough.
Yeah.
That there was a very aerial element to the battle, which you tended to get in DBZ, and it's very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool as hell. Just gonna say,
Yeah.
that was a really cool fight scene.
Creates a blood field, and he's shooting like blood tornadoes that actually in the manhwa they're like they can rip things apart at the cellular level. Those blood tornadoes, and it's pretty cool. And that it's like from what I read so far in the manhwa, you don't really tend to see Rizel get pushed back like he does in this.
Yeah, you get
He
the
gets
impression that
scrapped.
this dude he's fighting is actually pretty fucking hardcore. Yeah, and they're almost evenly matched, but they're not. And Rizel eventually wins the fight, but not without injury, without
Yeah.
draining himself. So he tries to get back to his castle, doesn't quite make it, turns into a coffin somehow.
Yeah, he
on a
summons a
bridge.
coffin basically,
On
and
a bridge,
he
and
gets
the coffin falls into the water, and that's where he stays for 800 years.
hmm
That's pretty much that.
yeah. As far as characters are concerned, Rizel in the OVA alone doesn't really have much to him.
In fairness, no one really does. We get
Yeah.
quite a bit on Werewolf Dude, and he was pretty cool. I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of werewolves in general, but that guy, pretty legit. I like that guy.
Rizel, though, a lot of his character more comes out when he's around humans, and he's just very, very awkward around them. Towards the future, he's like, I don't understand what's going on. Where am I? What is this? This is ramen. Ramen's pretty good, I guess.
I just experienced death for the first time, and it's like playing a video game.
Like, yeah, he's very kind of serious, but also caring, and you know, like he's like, this guy's my friend. I'm gonna stand up for him. It's very well animated. Like, I was not expecting this to be that well animated.
Well, yeah. There's one of two ways an OVA can go. It'll either be very poorly animated because it's just a side thing that no one really cares about, or it will be very well animated because this is all we're going to get.
Yeah, well, it's not a Japanese property, so I was like, you know, thinking that it might not get the same type of treatment, but I was impressed with it and what it did. I used to read Noblesse. I read it for a long time, but it has a problem where it just kind of it becomes a little bit samey, I guess, at one point. Where the main character doesn't really do much, and it's more just his all the servants and side characters that really do everything. And I just kind of it just lost my interest after a while.
Yeah, I mean, the actual story itself, like the main story, is even kind of samey in itself because it's, hey, superpowered guy is like, you know, fish out of water story. He's in high school, ooh, he doesn't understand how to use chopsticks. And
No.
yeah, it's been done to death even before you get into whether it gets samey from using the same plots over and over again. It's already a plot that's been used over and over again. So
The action, though, for this particular series is always really good. So it's nice to see it animated.
it was really, really cool. Like, that fight scene was basically all it took for me to be like, yeah, okay, I'll watch the other one. I did. That was okay. Like I say, that's all I got from the other show was it's just, oh, it's another one of these. Okay. Well, that's less interesting than the other thing was, but, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. When the action takes off, it's good. Outside of that, it can be funny at times, but it's not really... I don't think it really does something that special, at least for me at least.
Also, just gonna say, this show is literally Gargoyles. It's literally the plot of Gargoyles.
The old Disney cartoon?
Yeah,
Oh, gargoyles.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Gargoyles is pretty cool.
Keith David as Goliath, that was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty much, it's literally that. Like, you know, the protecting humanity and stuff, and then, oh no, they're betrayed by humanity, and they go to sleep for 1,000 years, and they wake up in modern day, and it's, oh, wacky hijinks in modern day. Yeah, it's literally that.
There is a bit more to it. I have been kind of not giving it its due credit, because there are some things, like the fact that he's so powerful does, like, the power that he uses does affect him later on, to the point where if you do use your power, you will suffer some serious consequences. So you need to rest again, and he refuses to. So there's some cool stuff with that that's a little bit interesting, but I couldn't really be bothered to go back and start it again.
Ken, your thoughts?
I mean, I was kind of really bored until the action started,
Yeah, that's fair.
because I didn't know the story of the actual series, and I just didn't really do a good job of engrossing me whatsoever.
Yeah, that's also completely fair.
Yeah, I don't even know how relevant this whole prequel thing is to the main
I
story.
think that werewolf guy shows up later on into the main story.
Ah, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he does.
It did hit me in the feels when that girl died,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in the fight scene resulting from that was pretty awesome.
I was expecting the girl's death to be a little bit more gruesome. Like, it was implying she's going to get shot in the eye, and that's kind of what I was
that's what I
expecting to
thought.
see. I can't decide whether I'm disappointed or not that wasn't the way they went with it. But
The music was actually pretty awesome too.
yeah, pretty solid.
Props to that. Let's get another one.
All right.
Oh, I will say the audio mixing on it was a little weird though, because the voices were really quiet.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a damp squib to leave the fucking end of the analysis on, but that's a thing I wanted to mention.
All right, let's do this shit.
What do we got? What do we got?
Give me a second. I'm working. 19. 19. Ah.
R, I believe.
R. Matey.
Also, patient, you still need to send me the files.
R.
I'll do so when I'll do that.
When you get a chance, yeah. Just in case you might not be on next week, because being home, you might not have connected. We don't know, so you could get them to me.
Right.
All right. R.
53.
Only 33? That's strange. Okie doke.
R53.
53.
Oh, 53. 53. And we get 31.
31. All right.
Come on, give me something good,
Tell me something good.
1. And the winner is Relife.
Woo!
Relife.
That's good.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I followed the manga for that actively.
Wait a second. I'm looking at this wrong. Give me just...
No, it's real life. It's real life. That's good.
It's Relife. Something I know
Yeah.
what to talk about.
Casey, what's the...
What say me what?
I read the list wrong based on the way I have it organized. 31 wasn't...
If
Real
that's not
Life.
what it was, then pick the one that it was, then.
The actual 31 is Rideback.
Ryback. Like the wrestler Ryback.
No, he means ride back.
I know what he meant. Let me dream.
In a future world where an organization called the GGP has taken control of the world, Rin Ogata was a promising up-and-coming ballet dancer but suffered a serious injury and decided to quit. Years later in college, she comes across a club building and soon finds herself intrigued by a transforming motorcycle-like vehicle called a Rideback. She's so... ...
Yeah, cuts
horny, maybe? That's the only thing that comes to mind with that particular sentence starting.
Feed me more. Feed.
So anyways, talking about real life.
No one gives a shit. We're not watching it anymore.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so we're doing this, whatever it is. It looks like it might be from, like, the 90s or something.
It's from 2009.
It is when it was probably put up on the site, but I'm thinking it was earlier than that.
All right.
Feed me more.
There's a comment here that says, I really recommend you watch. Was one of the first animes I watched with a girl MC and is still my favorite anime.
Good for you, buddy.
They didn't use any commas or periods.
They used a period at the end.
Yeah.
2000. It was originally released in 2003.
Fair play.
Oh, wow. All right.
Honestly, later than I was expecting, but okay.
It was the... Strike that. It was... The manga was originally released in 2003. The anime was in 2009.
Oh, okay then. I guess I was wrong. Shut me up. Except not really, because I'm still going to keep talking because I'm the host. So, next topic is Inspector Javert.
Are you just poking fun at me now because of my mispronunciation of the word?
Yes.
Maybe.
If you have to ask, the answer is yes.
Hell, you don't even have to ask. Just assume yes. Just all the time. All the time. So, Inspector Javert, who people might recognize as one of the characters from Les Miserables, and is famous mostly for his portrayal in the film adaptation where he was played by not an amazing singer, just Les Mis.
Now,
actually-
prisoner 24601.
Well,
The time is
film
up and your
just-
parole's begun.
that film just in general wasn't so great.
I knew a lot of people when I was in theater that loved Les Miserables.
Oh, no doubt.
They loved it. And boy, were they excited when that movie was going to come out.
I'll bet they did.
Hmm. What was the name of the... I've forgotten the name of the woman that everyone was so enamored with for her performance in that film.
Hathaway?
That's the one, yeah. Anne Hathaway. Yeah. good job singing the whole big song in one take, because it's not like people do that in theater
Or at concerts.
every single night or anything. It's, good job, I guess. Thanks,
People
Patient.
do that.
Thanks, Patient, for posting the rest of the description for Rideback. She soon, something, 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 something. I'm not going to go back and read that. So, Inspector Javert. This is the type of character that is beholden to the law, and he has respect for the, let's just say, protagonist for the sake of convenience, that is trying to do the right thing, but they hate the fact that these people that are trying to do the right thing decide to skirt the law to do the right thing.
Yeah. In some interpretations, this is your Gordon in Batman.
Yeah, there's the kind that are Commissioner Gordon, where they don't like it, but they see the necessity, so they'll go along with it. And there are the ones that are more gung-ho about it. They see the necessity of it, but they're not willing to compromise on the law at all.
Yeah.
You see this kind of thing a lot, actually. It's actually a really, really common trope.
Anything with a vigilante.
Pretty much anything with a vigilante, yeah.
Could you count J. Jonah Jameson as this?
No.
No.
Spider-Man's a menace.
I guess maybe for a little bit, like in the Sam Raimi films, in the second one where he's like, "No, I quit," says Spider-Man, and Jameson gets the suit, and he's like, "Oh man, that Spider-Man, he was." I mean, I talked a lot of shit, but he was doing good work, and then Spider-Man steals the suit back. He's like, "He's a menace! He's a terror to the city!"
I like how in the comic,
that film. I like those films.
Was it J. Jonah Jameson who became the mayor at some point?
I believe so.
That's a fun thing. I don't feel like that makes much sense, but it's fun that it happens.
Who's your next president? Remind me. Yep.
At least our next president didn't yell about Spider-Man. That being said, I'd rather have J. Jonah Jameson.
I mean...
Moving on from depressing political matters.
Yeah, let's not do that right now. I don't come here to talk about things that I deal with every day.
Yeah, why do you have to bring that up, Casey? Gosh. Silence.
Haven't used this in a while. Silence indeed.
Which one of us did you mute?
Him.
Oh, okay. I can still hear you, Zero, but Case can't.
Sweet.
Zero said he might as well just leave.
Crybaby.
Yeah, well, no point in being here if you're just going to mute me.
Yeah, you done broke Mr. Peanut Butter.
I'll go do happier things somewhere else.
Uh-huh. Sure you will.
Mr. Peanut Butter don't need all this negativity.
That's right. You affected my mojo.
Hey, Zero, I've got a proposition for you. Now, first, it requires you to buy a whole lot of, spaghetti strainers. But trust me, it's going to pay off.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, that's nothing to do with it.
Hey, Patient, I have this great idea for a cab company. It's entirely uninvolved with what Kenshi was talking about, but I think it'd be a great idea. I think it'd be a big seller.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, audience, and everyone in this podcast who isn't Kenshi who didn't get that reference. Except I'm not, because it was really fun to make, so...
I was expecting you to make it very soon after the...
All right, so we're talking about that particular Inspector-style trope thing.
Yeah. It's a big thing. It's cross-cultural. It's actually also a very big thing in Japan, though they tend to go more for the unbending interpretation. Like, if I was to give an example, Byakuya from Bleach.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I want you to save my sister, but also, fuck you, you broke the law, and so did she, so fuck all y'all.
In the Noblesse thing, we could argue that the main character is our werewolf guy, and the inspector is Rai.
Bit of a stretch, but
reaching too much?
I can see it. Also, Ari decided to disappear because he's probably got work or something, so if you were wondering where he went, that's where he went.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you have this inspector role, it's really easy to just make them annoying and make that their whole character. That they just don't approve of the main character and they want to get in their way all the time.
Well, the thing is, they do, but they don't. And with that alone, that conflict, there is potentially a lot of meat to sink your teeth into as far as characterization's concerned.
Yeah.
Like the whys of it and where the conflict... What can trigger them to fall on one side or the other of that particular argument.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I don't have much to add to this. This was just my patient one. Why?
I'm trying to think of more examples.
And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name.
Stop singing.
Could you say every student council president that's obsessed with morals in anime? Does that work?
Not really, because
What if they end up? What if they end up in the
be...
harem?
Thanks.
If they end up in the harem?
Bit of a stretch, but to take it to the direction of, yeah, I am very straight-laced and I like rules and everything, but this person gets me to loosen up and that's kind of nice. I guess it's a bit of a stretch, but I don't know, fucking Zero brought it up.
I don't know if there's much to really say about this trope other than how common it is.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up on TV tropes right now, and I'm like, if we're gonna do manga, we can do, well... Fucking Christ. There was a Les Mis adaptation in fucking anime.
We're not watching that.
No, we're not. I had enough with Romeo x Juliet, thank you very much. Fucking Christ. Slayers, One Piece... yep, someone brought it up in the pre-show. Smoker from One Piece is basically this.
I think that was Zero that brought it up.
Yeah.
Did I? No, I don't think I did.
It sounds like something Patient would bring up, to be honest with you.
Well, he's not here to talk, so I didn't remember.
Barbara from Batman Beyond.
She was pretty much with him the whole way. It wasn't like she didn't think anything like. She
kind of wasn't, actually. She was very, very against him doing anything for quite a while.
Damn it, I need to rewatch Batman Beyond.
So, like, the first, I think, season and a half, she's like, don't do anything. You are going to ruin your life by doing this, and we are not in a position like we were back in our day of how terrible it was. We're doing better. Don't get involved. Stay out of it. Eventually she comes around towards the end of the series and in the film, but that's about it.
Yep.
Just looking through.
Like this is a trope you can stretch. I feel like to try to make it fit things, but finding actual like proper examples of it.
Yeah, this is the sort of trope that you can sort of have your characters step in and out of, depending
Yeah.
on the circumstances.
Not necessarily a bad trope, but yeah,
I wouldn't call it a bad trope. It's used a lot, and there's a good reason for that. It is
yeah,
very
it works.
useful for character conflict. Anyway, should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's move on. We
Sure.
briefly discussed it, so.
All right, next topic is the Darkest Hour. This is... I feel like we actually talked about this like a couple of months ago, but whatever, it's fine. This is basically a stage of the hero's journey where everything goes to shit and everything is terrible, and it seems like there's no hope.
Yeah. My own fic actually didn't make it to that point in the hero's journey. Yeah. I'd planned for it, but I hadn't made it there yet. But it is just... It's the point where things will really kind of... I feel like things will really change from this point on in their own way. Like, it's the darkest hour. Everything's gone to crap. How your character deals with this will define them in some way, as well as really establish where the story's going to go. Silence.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's more or less all there is to it. I mean, I'm not particularly a fan of the hero's journey in general. I feel like it's kind of stale, very archetypal. You just fucking
Well, granted,
go
like,
through the fucking stages and yay, story. It's great.
my hero's journey wasn't technically very traditional. There were a lot more stages to it. But the darkest hour is, I feel like, one of the most important parts, where it's because that's where your hero was faced with things the likes of which they've not really been faced with before, and it's either they rise above, or you can try to do something interesting and have them not, and have them fail, and see how the story continues from there. It's a lot you can do with it creatively, I feel like. Silence.
This is not the sort of thing you can just do. You can just one day decide, okay, I'm going to fuck up everything in my main
Yeah.
character's life.
You need setup properly.
Set up to get into it and set up to get out of it again. Yes.
Yeah. You can't just say, oh, hey, and then one day somebody just dropped a bomb and everybody's dead except for like these few people. You need to put more effort into it to make it come off as believable that things would come to this. So you need a proper setup to make the transitions somewhat smooth, I guess, or at least predictable in a way.
Hey,
When you go back in hindsight.
remember in Dragon Ball Z when Piccolo told Boo, hey, to stall for time, hey, why don't you kill everyone on the planet? And Boo's like, okay, and does it in like 5 seconds.
You know, there's some nice foreshadowing of the Darkest Hour, like with Vegeta saying, "All right, I'll let you achieve your perfect form, Cell. Fight me then."
I don't know if that counts as foreshadowing.
Oh.
Yeah, if you don't set these things up, they don't have any impact at all. So there was really no consequence to the story of you doing what you did, as far as the audience is concerned. Which is not what you want. If you're gonna do something that changes the entire direction, you want to make sure that there's build. Because if it just happens, then you just confuse your audience. And that may turn some of them away.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's a series...
This is the kind of thing
of-
where, say it's a traditional hero-villain story, this is the kind of thing where you need to have the perspective be on the villain side for a bit. Not necessarily telling you everything that's going on, but giving the audience the indication that things are about to go very, very south.
Mm-hmm. Because that way they can at least prepare their hearts a little bit. And it will actually have impact of... You know, I like it when the Darkest Hour comes about through, like, it's like a series of the hero possibly making bad decisions or doing something wrong and the villain doing things right. So you have it so that, okay, I screwed up, we screwed up, how can we fix this? Well, we can just write this and write that, but they are also in a very good position, and we have to deal with that now. The villains are in a good position.
The Darkest Hour is very easy to just make just another story arc. This to work, you need permanent consequence.
Yeah, somebody dies, for example. Somebody important, rather. And there's no Dragon Balls to bring them back.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for that.
Because freaking that happens a lot in Dragon Ball. Oh, hey, we brought him back with the Dragon Balls. Oh, hey, we can't bring Goku back with the Dragon Balls. Oh, wait, we found a loophole. He's back again.
Oh god, Piccolo fused with Kami, so there's no Dragon Balls in it? Don't worry, we fixed it. We got Dende. It's cool.
We kidnapped Dende from his planet. It's fine.
Let's go get Little Green.
Yeah. Super Kami Dende.
Fucking Dende, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's about, like, things after this Darkest Hour are not going to be the same. They can't be the same. If they are, then the whole purpose of that Darkest Hour was just pointless. Whether you're changing the setting or the world in some way, you know, permanently breaking off characters' relationships even. You know, maybe they can be fixed, maybe they can't, but there needs to be impact.
Want to feel the feels. It doesn't matter what kind of feels it is, just so long as I feels them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know there was one example of Darkest Hour, like in the archetypical hero's journey plotline, that really felt like it did a very good job of setting it up and knocking it down. And that was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
End of
Yeah.
season 2, when it all seems to be gearing up for Zuko's gonna do his heel face turn, and he's gonna be a good guy now, and then he decides not to.
That's just like the icing on the That's just like the icing on the cake of like everything going wrong at
Yep.
the end of that season. And it
Yeah.
just
That was the old. If he had not done that at that time, then it would have turned out not necessarily perfect, but a lot better than it did. But because of that one decision and because of his particular character arc that was built up so well, it all fell to pieces, and it felt believable, and it felt like, oh shit, we're fucked.
It also made things a lot better when he actually did, like, come back to them. Because there was like I screwed up. Yeah, I know you hate me because I screwed you over back then.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, you did screw us over. We gave you the chance. You had a perfect opportunity to leave and actually do the right thing, and you spat in our faces, and you almost doomed the world. So, yeah, you're gonna have to fucking work for it. Sorry.
And he does. He puts in a lot of work over those next couple episodes.
Yeah. My girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough.
Oh.
I'm glad someone finished that quote. That was good.
Great. That's a great line out of nowhere. Great.
Yeah. I love that line.
Just in case you forgot.
Yeah, in case you forgot, the normal guy also deals with some crazy shit sometimes. I guess we'll call it there for that topic.
Yeah. You want to roll into recommendations?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That last topic's a good one though, so I'm gonna make sure to put that in the spares.
Which one is it?
I'm not gonna say it on recording.
Whatever. I don't care anyway.
It's the one that you suggested, Ken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So recommendations. Does anyone have any recommendations? Patient, are you still here?
Patient.
I think he died.
I'm here. I just didn't have much to add, that's all.
Okay. Hi, patient.
Hello.
So recommendations.
0.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Since we're not going to end up watching it, I'm going to recommend the manga for Relife. Yay!
Who's to say we won't end up watching it? I mean, that's the third time that R has come up in the last few weeks.
Well, I don't care. I'm going to give a recommendation for it anyways.
Fine.
Relife.
Take the
The premise of Relife is basically, hey, you know you're depressed and you can't get a job. Well, tell you what, we'll pay you lots and lots of money if you swallow this pill and become a high schooler again as part of an experiment.
What?
Yeah. Basically, go through high school as a sort of a pseudo high schooler with this pill that will de-age your outer appearance. And afterwards, we'll just wipe everyone's memories of the event, and you'll have lots of money, and we'll introduce you to a job.
Wow.
And yeah, it's very good. It handles a lot of. It's very funny. There's drama. I like it a lot. It's the guy. He has the same physical abilities as an adult, a slightly older individual.
And the same mental capacities, I assume.
Yeah, but you forget everything from high school, so he fails tests.
You forget everything from high school, and it's actually a lot harder to learn things once you're out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, once you're an adult and you have gone through puberty, that whole, picking things up, like learning like a sponge, that goes away. So
he struggles and makes friends, and it's fun, and there's drama because, hey, they're all going to forget me after this. Very feelsy, but also has lots of comedy, and I enjoy it a lot. Has a manga and an anime.
Interesting.
Anyone else?
Do I recommend it?
Well, in the meantime, I got this. Yes, Casey, shut up. I have a recommendation this week.
I didn't say anything.
You were going to, so I preempted.
No, I wasn't. I'm just relaxing here. I'm actually kind of tired. I've been up for like 18 hours at this point, so
I'm sorry.
it's alright.
Okay.
Try going for 40. I think that I've done that before.
I've done that
was fun.
repeatedly.
So have I, but that's like once you pass the 20-hour mark, it's like, okay, I just want to sleep, and that's the only thought that goes through your mind for the next 20 hours.
Yeah, and then there's a wall, and once you break through that wall, then everything's perfectly fine.
No, it's not.
No, it's really not.
What's easier, going for that much time without sleeping or going for that much time without eating or drinking anything?
I'd
Eating
rather
or
go that long
drinking.
I'd rather go that long without sleeping than eating or drinking.
Absolutely.
I would just.
I have done some, not quite to 40 hours, but to, I think it was about 24 to 30 hours, something like that, without eating or drinking. It's not a pleasant experience. I wouldn't recommend it.
Apparently I'm the stronger one here then. My record is, what was it, 80 hours?
How are you still alive?
Yeah, what he said.
I mean, without drinking, like, you can go, like, 2 weeks without eating, but drinking is something you have to do.
It's 3 days. It's not necessarily a hard limit, but it's a pretty solid fucking limit. It's like...
Because my will is that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, let's go with that.
Well, you asked, and what other explanation do you have?
That you're not telling the whole truth? Anyways, moving on.
Alright, as I was saying, I got a thing called
You have multiple things, I assume.
well,
Arc of the Revolution.
yes, Arc of the Revolution. It's a Ruby fic.
Oh, hey, I started to watch that, and our show, Zero Interest. Go watch that. Anyways, what were you saying?
Yeah. So basically, this one, it's like instead of like getting into Beacon and all that, basically John idiots his way through many various plot points. Like this, it takes a kind of original look at the instead of going through canon. It starts with John trying to get into Beacon, but it kind of like he idiots his way into becoming something of an important character in the series in the eyes of other characters in the without really actually getting strong or anything.
Wait, does he Hercule it up?
No,
Oh,
he does not Hercule it up.
I want him to Hercule it up,
No.
and everybody believes in him and thinks he's strong, even though he's not.
He actually, that is kind of what happened. I thought you meant Hercule up as in be arrogant about it, but
No, I meant like everybody believes in him, and people give him credit freely.
that happens a lot.
That actually happens in canon, technically.
Because that's hilarious when that happens, when you have that character who just somehow ends up being, oh man, he's so great, he's like, just doesn't do anything. Like King from One Punch Man.
Like,
Oh, you've actually seen that happen in the show, Zero, when he gets appointed leader of his team, even though he's demonstrably shit, and one of his team members is literally a star athlete and one of the most
But
badass
at
characters
least
in the show.
he commanded them for a little bit at least, and I'm like, okay, well at least he shouted commands and nobody else really did, so somewhat of a leader.
Shout commands, he said a character's name, and then she did a thing without him having to indicate in any particular way what he wanted her to do.
Yeah, but that's more than everybody else did on his team.
Okay. Anyway, you were saying your recommendation, Kenchua.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. It uses side characters more than the main cast that you would be used to. So that's also pretty nice if you're into that.
I'm noticing Adam Taurus in the main characters list.
He doesn't come into play as much as you think he is.
Right.
I'm just gonna say this. Is it okay if I just spoil a bit?
No.
I'm gonna take my headphones out. You can talk about it.
I'm not gonna do it then. Don't worry about it. But just give it a shot. I highly recommend it. It's very funny and also poignant in some areas. So, thumbs up from Kenchi.
Okay. I'm gonna just in case, I don't actually know whether he's taking his headphones out or not.
I've not, because he said he wasn't going to.
Okay. Pish. Do you have a recommendation?
Kindly refrain from calling me that again. And
Patient?
what the heck? Yeah, I'll go ahead and recommend this one. I've been debating on adding it to my favorite stories list or not for a while now. It's alternate universe Harry Potter fan fiction, and I mean rather severe alternate universe, called Dodging Prison and Stealing Witches.
Aw.
Revenge is best served raw. You
You've been
familiar?
debating putting this on your favorites list? Really? This is an amazing story.
So you're familiar with it then.
Very.
Well, it's at this point that I think it's more due to the fact that I was wondering exactly where it would go from where it is. So, yeah, I think I'll probably be adding it once it updates again, just to see what comes next. For those who don't know, this is a complete twist on the Harry Potter story. Starting off, Lily and James didn't die to save Harry. Harry has a twin brother named John. And, well, Dumbledore is basically fanatically devoted to making sure that there's no chance of another Dark Lord. And with the prophecy hanging over their heads, he basically had Lily and James send Harry off to be...
Okay, I'm gonna shorthand this for you, patient, because these are very, 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 very common tropes in Harry Potter fanfiction. It is a wrong boy who lived and manipulative Dumbledore fic.
All right, going off of that, it mixes a bit of time travel in with it. Basically, 3 separate timelines. The first timeline, fake boy who lived failed to defeat Voldemort. Second timeline, fate and death personified sent the fake boy who lived back in time to face Voldemort with his future knowledge, and he failed again. Third timeline, which is the one that the story covers, they send Harry back into the timeline where they sent John back. So they're both back in time.
Yeah.
And
The implication is after they've changed time, they can't change it back again. So once John has been sent back, they can't unsend him back and just have Harry sent back. They have to send Harry back into the one where John was already sent back.
Yeah. And basically they sent John back the first had what it took, and clearly he didn't, so they sent Harry back as the true boy who lived. And to help him out, they gave him a what was it? What was the term?
It was, I believe, they gave him the Slytherin, head of the Slytherin family thing.
Yes, I was just looking for the exact term for it. Lordship, that's it. They granted him a lordship. This story, John was Gryffindor, Harry was embracing his Slytherin side, and Harry basically, through right of conquest, because he technically defeated Voldemort, he gained lordship over Slytherin, and he's using that influence, his considerable magic, and his future knowledge to basically slowly change things so that he's working his way towards defeating Voldemort and taking his revenge on the ones who ruined his life the first time. Particularly his brother, who he's basically trying to ruin. Yeah.
Pretty much just takes every possible opportunity to poke him in the eye, kind of thing.
And John is pretty much written as being unlikable.
Kind of. Yeah.
Uh,
He's kind of written as the sort of person, like, this is the implication of what Canon Harry would have been like if he had been treated like a hero all of his life. Like, supposedly the thing Dumbledore was trying to avoid by sending him to the Dursleys. So he is arrogant, he thinks he is the center of the universe, and because fate and death decided to send him back in the timeline, he has good reason to believe so. So he believes he can do no wrong, and he is chosen by fate and everything, which he literally is. So, yeah, there's an arrogant dickishness to him that's pretty actually realistic.
yeah, so the story is currently 32 chapters, 310,000 words, last updated on November 30th. Apparently it's typically updated weekly.
Pretty
So,
much it was bi-weekly, every other week, but he's since done weekly to get to the end of the book. And then he's taking a break for a while.
so I've been following it for a while. It's a harem fic, or so it claims. It's going to be later on, I suppose, but
Should hope so. They're 11.
and well, it's a good story leading up to it. Lots of interesting twists. All of the characters are written realistically, so to speak, and
I'm going to add to that. A lot of this story delves into political machinations. People are very fond of that in the Harry Potter universe for some reason, even though it doesn't really play a lot into the actual story of canon. But they do a lot of that in this story in particular. And like a lot of stories, they have the kids be sort of a proxy war for these political machinations. Only usually in fan fiction, they're really ridiculously competent at it. In this, they're kind of realistically kind of shit because they're kids. Which I pretty much like it, especially for that. Like, they're kids still. And they're expected to be to represent their families in political dealings and such things between each other, but they're all kind of rubbish because they're still 11.
So, yeah, that's my recommendation for this week, and Casey shares. So, twice the reason for all of you to look into it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright. So here's that I'll have a recommendation next week, if I'm here next week. I mean, the Wednesday and Thursday next week are going to be around the time when I'm in the process of heading back home, so we'll see if I'm online or not. You'll know ahead of time if I won't be, Casey.
Yay!
Okay. So yeah. I have to type things now.
Yes, indeed.
Revenge. This is a fucking unwieldy title, I swear. Is best served raw. There we go. Okay. We missing anything? Oh. We are. First week of the month, guys.
Ah, of course.
It's the first of the month.
Well, it's the 7th, actually, but...
Don't you take this from me.
Is it the 7th? It's
It's
the
the
7th.
7th.
I got that right. I'm surprised I got that right. Okay, how do I get to... They've changed the site, so bear with me.
Oh, God. Casey's having a tiff with the internet. He's so confused right now.
Hmm.
You doing all right over there, champ?
Give me a minute. I'm just so. I think I've found it. Maybe.
Awesome.
Yes. Is this from this month, or is this just a list of the ones that might go? I don't fucking know. Okay.
Poor Casey.
I'm working on it. Give me a break. No, this isn't what we got because this is way more than we got. So,
This is a dumpster fire.
Okay, so I'm going to say Hugh Joy donated $20. Thank you. Kovac, your thing was declined. So, don't know the deal with that. If you want to cancel it, that's fine. Up to you. Tempestropa donated $5. Thank you, Tempestropa. You're great.
Yeah, thanks again. For supporting us.
Bomber BCM donated $1. Thank you very much, Bomber BCM.
Yay.
Arxum donated $10. Thank you, Arxum. And thanks for being on the show again, I guess.
Yay.
And Crossbrain donated $10 again. Thank you, Crossbrain.
Pleasure is always.
And also, I guess, thank you technically for being partially on the show again. So it goes.
He's on the show. He's donating to the show. What can't this man do other than be Kenshi?
It's very hard for somebody to become somebody else.
Hey, Patient, do you want to try and be Kenshi to see how it goes?
No. I'd like to try being fit rather than obese, but other than that, not so much. I'd rather be the calm, quiet, and not necessarily outgoing to be impolite.
You see,
So me. He wants to be me. Not
He's got
Kenshi. He wants to be me.
he's got the right idea, not wanting to be me. It's harder than I.
That and I don't swear.
He wants to be me that doesn't swear. I don't think that's a realistic proposition. That's not a thing that exists.
I want to be me. Why would I want to be anyone else?
Because I'm awesome.
Don't
Not
steal
all
my
of us.
lines. That's not okay.
Not all of us have such desires. For me, being a part of something greater than myself is more than I could hope for. It's all I need.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You could be that, but also be me, and that's pretty great. Because I also am a thing that's part of a greater... the thing that you said just now.
Or you could be Kenshi, who is the greatest.
I envy your accent, Casey, but not much else. I mean,
Oh, shots.
That was ooh, that's a burn right there.
I don't even know if he meant shots fired, but I'm calling.
allow me to clarify what I meant, if you please. Don't put words in my mouth.
Thank you for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast.
Will you
Episode
please allow me to
157.
clarify what I meant?
If you want to get in contact with us, you can do so through YouTube channel through the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. I'd very much appreciate someone to donate so that I can afford therapy for the horrible,
He envies
terrible
your
psychological
accent
damage
and nothing more.
that has just been inflicted upon me. Once
Will you
again,
not let me clarify?
I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux
Go with the
podcast
bit.
episode 157. So, bye, I guess.
Bye.
Goodbye.